DreAllDay.com.
Before we start, please like and comment on this video so I can get your feedback. Also, click that subscribe button so you can get all the new content I'm dropping on this channel. And the free book, the mental handbook, physical book, Work on Your Game University, just take care of the shipping and handling, send this right to your doorstep. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Today's NBA preview video, we are talking the Sacramento Kings, who won 33 games last year, actually a respectable roster, respectable outcome, looking at their roster, looking at what's going on with this organization. Coming into this season with this team, I got some good news for the Kings and I also got some bad news. Good news is you have one of the top 10 basketball players in the world in DeMarcus Cousins on your roster. That's the good news. Bad news is they have one of the most dysfunctional front offices in the league. They have an owner who doesn't seem to really understand basketball that well. And the problem is not that he doesn't understand basketball that well, because there are many owners who maybe don't understand basketball that well, but those other owners, they know that they don't understand it. So they hire people who are really good at their jobs and then get the hell out the way so those people can do their jobs. Unfortunately, Sacramento Kings fans, your owner's not like that. He has overruled some of his basketball guys, clashed head with guys who know basketball better than him because he feels like his way is, for whatever reason, he feels he knows better when he doesn't know better, and has caused his franchise to go in the wrong direction than they should be going. They're going backwards when his team was going forward. And as I talked about with the Denver Nuggets preview yesterday, is their coach, Mike Malone, was coaching the Sacramento Kings. He coached them for 1 year. They were pretty bad. They won, I think, 28 games. Then the next year, they had played, I believe, 24 games he had coached. They were 11-13, which is not good, but for the Sacramento Kings, that's great. They were 11-13. Everyone was like, yo, the Kings is like actually good. The Kings are like actually winning. DeMarcus Cousins is actually playing like a damn superstar. He's not making any dumb mistakes. He's not getting the technical fouls or arguing with his teammates or loafing off on defense or, you know, any of the problems that he had the years coming up before. With Mike Malone, he was actually playing well, and he's the best player on this team. So it was the most important that he played well, and he was doing his thing. And then they fired the coach. How you fire a coach on a team that's 11-13 when your team has never, when's the last time the Kings were good? When's the last time the Sacramento Kings were a good competing basketball team? Somebody tell me when. It's been a while. So they were 11-13, which is hovering around 500. I mean, they were one game away from being a 500 basketball team. You fired a coach 24 games into the season. Now I can see if the Cavs was 11-13, or the Warriors, or the Raptors, or the Thunder, back when they had KD and Russell Westbrook, or the Spurs. Not even the Spurs, you ain't gonna fire that coach. But you know what I'm saying. The team that's actually winning, or the Houston Rockets, look at a team like that. If they're 11-13, then maybe you fire the coach, because that means they're underachieving, because they're used to winning 45, 50, 55 games. But the Kings, y'all won 28 games last year. They were 11-13, and they fired the coach. What was the logic behind firing the coach? And we come to find out there was no logic, because what happened, they hired George Karl. DeMarcus Cousins and George Karl were butting heads. George Karl reportedly wanted to try to trade DeMarcus Cousins for who? They were going to trade DeMarcus. You don't trade DeMarcus Cousins. If DeMarcus Cousins doesn't play for the Kings again, it's because he left. You don't trade DeMarcus Cousins. George Karl wanted to trade DeMarcus Cousins, which is fucking ridiculous. And that's the guy you fired, the good coach, to hire George Karl to try to trade your best player, the one guy that makes the team actually competitive, makes the team worth watching, makes people buy tickets. Y'all gonna trade him? You fired a good coach to hire a guy who wanted to trade that guy? You kidding me? So I have no idea what's going on with the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins, best player on the Sacramento Kings. I think we can all agree with that. This guy is giving you 26, he averaged 27 points per game last year. 27 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.5 blocks, 1.5 steals. This dude's DeMarcus Cousins is a superstar. We all can agree. I think we all knew that before I even said that. Shot 45% from the floor last year, which is actually one of his worst percentage in 4 years. His shooting percentage can get better. He shot a lot of three-pointers last year. He shot 3 3-pointers a game last year. He never shot that many threes. The number of threes he shot last year is more than he shot his whole career put together, and only shot 33%. So those three-pointers, Boogie Cousins, those might have to go away. At least take fewer of them. Maybe cut those in half and get back down in the rim and kill people in the paint, which is what you do best. I don't know why he started shooting all those threes. He still got you 10 free throws a game, despite the fact that he was shooting 3 threes a game. Basically shows you that the entire team revolves around DeMarcus Cousins. And this dude is a beast. we can agree that this dude's a superstar. Any team he plays on, he'll probably be the best player on that team. There's only a handful of teams in the league where he wouldn't be the best player on the team. Everything should be revolving around DeMarcus Cousins. So hopefully their new coach, Dave Jorger, who was the coach in Memphis, hopefully he understands that. He better understand it. I don't know if he does based on what the ownership of the Kings is doing, but hopefully he does, because that would help this team become a winning basketball team. Now, Jorger coached Memphis for 3 seasons. He won 50 games, 55 games, and 42 games, and then lost his job. And again, I think the thing with Jorger was more of a front office issue more than it was this guy's not helping the team. And this was, again, you got to remember they had injuries. They had last year, Memphis went through how many players over the course of the season? It was like a record for how many players they actually suited up in games over the course of the 82 games because of all the injuries they had. And then last year in the playoffs, they got swept. I don't even know who they played in the playoffs, but they got swept in the first round. Might have been, I don't even know. Y'all tell me. It's not even important, but they lost in the first round with all the injuries that they had. Dave Jorger is actually a very good coach, so it's a good pickup for the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins should be happy about this. However, he shouldn't be happy about the owner, Vivek Randolph, who I think is trying too hard to wield power when he doesn't even know basketball. He shouldn't be the one wielding power here. He should be giving it to his people, but he's fired GMs, replaced GMs, fired and hired coaches. This is a shit show is what's happening in Sacramento. So you Sacramento Kings fans, unfortunately your front office is causing problems here, similar to the New Orleans Pelicans. But let's look at the roster and let's see what maybe they can piece together with what they have here. Aaron Aflalo, great role player, great solid role player on a team that's up and coming. Matt Barnes, another one, 36 years old, solid role player, tough player. You know, he'll get in there, stick his nose in there for any of his teammates, and he will help mentor some young guys. And I think Matt Barnes is mentor worthy. He's a guy who can be a mentor to young players, especially teaching them toughness. Matt Barnes is a tough-nosed player. We can all agree that he definitely is. And he has never backed down from anybody. He's not a backing down guy. He's a tough-nosed guy who will go at it with people. Omri Caspi, solid guy. Willie Cauley-Stein, young guy. He's still only 23 years old. I don't know how him and Boogie Cousins can work together. Probably one of the reasons why Boogie starts shooting all those damn threes, because Willie Cauley-Stein can't make any shots outside of the painted area, outside of 8 feet from the rim. So Boogie had to get out there to try to create some space for the team, so he starts shooting those threes. But if that means, if Boogie getting back down in the paint means Willie Cauley-Stein sits on the bench more, then Willie, you're going to have to sit on the bench, because the team needs to revolve around what DMC does best. And what he does best is kill people in the paint. 33% from 3, that's not what you do best. He needs to be in the paint killing guys and getting the ball every time down the fucking floor. He needs the offense needs to run through him every time, period. If Willie Cauley-Stein needs to sit on the bench for that to happen, then Willie, you got to sit on the bench because he's the best player. Isaiah Cousins, is that DeMarcus Cousins' cousin? I don't know. Probably on the training camp roster. I don't know who he is even. Rudy Gay has been great in Sacramento. The couple of years he's been there, he's actually been really good, and he's actually like the 4. He should be the 4 man with DMC playing the 5, which means Willie should just only get in the game when DMC is on the bench. And Rudy Gay's a great small ball 4, and he's like the kind of power forwards we got now, like a Paul Pierce, like a Carmelo Anthony, like a LeBron James. These are guys you put at the power forward now. Rudy Gay can shoot the 3. He can put it on the floor. He can post up. He can grab you some boards. Rudy Gay's been great since he's been in Sacramento. Best ball of his career. Hopefully, he gets to keep playing that on this team that they have this year. Costa Kufis, another big guy that they have, another 27 years old. DMC is only 26. So they got to figure that out in the big man. They got a log jam at the center position. Because Kufis and WCS, those are both paint area, basket area guys. And DMC is too when he's at his best. So all them threes got to go away. So they got to make some moves here. Something has to happen. Something got to give. Ty Lawson, the Kings just signed at point guard to replace Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo is better than Ty Lawson. So they actually, this is a downgrade. They downgraded at the point guard position by going to Ty Lawson. And looking at this roster, it looks like he may be the starting point guard on his team. Hopefully Ty Lawson has his off-the-court issues handled. I know he went to rehab. Hopefully he has that handle, but even just as a regular player, Rajon Rondo is better than Ty Lawson, in my opinion. So I feel this is a downgrade, even if Ty Lawson is peak Ty Lawson, he ain't better than Rondo, but Rondo chose to leave. Ben McLemore, great young guy, piece at the 2 guard, super athletic, can shoot it from the outside. Guy can put the ball in the basket. As long as he can make sure that he understands to subvert his game to Boogie Cousins, which is what everybody on this roster needs to be doing. If anybody who's not on that page shouldn't be on this team, period. That would be my mandate if I'm the owner. Anybody who's not on the page of this team runs through Boogie, then they got to go. Ben McLemore included. But I don't know if he is or he isn't. The Kings fans, y'all let me know. But hopefully he is, because McLemore is a great complement to a Boogie Cousins. He can score. He's at that 2 position. They're not in each other's way. So hopefully he is. Eric Moreland, I don't know who he is. Lamar Patterson, the rest of these guys. Anthony Tolliver, good role guy. Garrett Temple, another good role guy at the shooting guard position. Just looking at this roster from top to bottom. This team, after winning 33 games last year with another new coach, this team's going to win about 30 to 35 games this year. 30 to 35 games this year. Why? Because they keep having all this coaching staff turnover. They got all this front office turnover, and it's leading to instability with the roster. I don't know how Yorger's going to do with this roster this year and what changes are going to happen during the season and training camp. I'm pretty sure some changes are going to happen either in front office, coaching staff, or with the players, the actual roster. It's just too much chaos going on with the Kings, and it's really unfortunate because Boogie Cousins is one of the top 10 players in the world. So we're being shorted on getting to see him do his thing. I don't know when his contract is up. Somebody let me know, research. Tell me when Boogie's contract is up, when he could be a free agent so he can get the hell out of Sacramento and go play for a real organization that knows what the hell they're doing. This organization is not it. And I know that that's not going to change as long as the owner is the owner, because this guy he's wielding too much power in basketball moves when he doesn't understand how it should be going. He fired, I think it was Jeff Petrie he fired and replaced him with Vlade Divac. So I'm not saying Vlade's a bad guy, doesn't know stuff, but it was nothing wrong with what they had. When they were 11 and 13, they had everything in place that was working well, and he tore it down for what reason? To hire George Karl. Where's George Karl? He got fired. So that just shows you that was a bad move, because he went and fired the guy that he fired the other guy to replace him with. That just shows you how much chaos they're in, and it starts at the top. If the top is messed up, nothing down here is ever going to work properly. So that's how I know this team's not going to be good. They're actually going to go backwards this year. I think Boogie Cousins is going to grow even more frustrated. Wasn't he the one who tweeted that he didn't understand what the hell was going on when they drafted a center? Who did the Kings draft this year? Didn't they draft a center? They drafted this guy, I believe this 19-year-old, Georgios Papagiannis. He's 19 years old, 7 feet tall. He got a $2 million deal. He was the lottery pick that they picked. Why would you pick a 7-foot-tall center when you already have, first of all, the centerpiece of your team is a center? DeMarcus Cousins, he is a center. He's not a power forward, he's a center. You already got Willie Cauley-Stein, who's a center, who needs to play around the basket. You drafted him in a lottery. He needs to play around him. You got Costa Koufos, who is a center. He's 27 years old, 7 feet tall. Then you draft another center. You already got 3 centers who are 27 and under, one of them the best player on your team. And then you use a lottery pick on a center? What the hell is going on? Why would you do that? This whole organization is just in shambles. If you're a Sacramento Kings fan, please leave a comment. I want to know if you agree with this, if there's something that I don't know about that should make me more optimistic about this team, or makes you more optimistic about this team. What is it? What is it? Because I can't see it. I don't know what's going on. DeMarcus Cousins don't know what's going on. Mike Malone didn't know what was going on. The owner of your team, he doesn't know what's going on. Tell me what's going on, Sacramento Kings fans. Help me out. Inform me. I don't know. I wish I had something better to say to y'all about this team. I don't. This team is a snafu. It's a situation all fucked up. That's what that means. Situation normal all fucked up. That's how it became snafu. So let's talk about who we're going to talk about next. Because, I mean, I really don't have anything else positive to say about the Sacramento Kings. This team's going to go backwards this year. Kings fans, unfortunately, that's the inconvenient truth of what's going on with this team. Who are we going to talk about next? We're going to talk about the Orlando Magic. We're almost up to talking about some playoff teams. So next we're going to talk about the Orlando Magic in the Eastern Conference. Everyone, again, Kings fans, non-Kings fans, basketball fans, tell me what's going on with Sacramento. You see something that I don't see, you know something that I don't know, please enlighten me, inform me down there in the comments. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.